Hello. Hi, welcome. Welcome to the weekly stream. Um, so I do this weekly stream every week. Surprise, surprise. On Thursdays at 2 p.m. UK time. So if you go onto my channel on Thursday at 2 p.m., you can find this live video which you can watch. You can also call in to speak, and you do that through Skype. So yeah, all the info is below this video in the box area. You will see my Skype information and my website information, my one-to-one information, etc. Yes, so oh, that's nice. Finding love where you are. That's lovely. So I'll just sit for a little while and start to speak when speaking comes. Speaking will happen. the most precious present we have is this aliveness, is life happening. It's often called presence or aliveness or beingness, isness, fullness. And I don't mean precious as in it's fragile or it could break or you could lose it. Like precious often means it's very, very fragile in some way, or very there's scarcity to it. But I mean precious as in wonderful, like wonderful. This free present, this free presence, this presence present, this aliveness, this beingness that can't be taken away from you or given to you. It just is, it's free. It just is the birthright of everything. It just is. And it's so obviously overlooked. It's so obviously overlooked. The preciousness of this presence. This wonderfulness of this existence, of this being. It's overlooked. I think Eckhart Tolle has a saying, a quote of too much doing rather than being, too much human doing rather than human being. So the focus and the energy is so strong in the doing, in the activities, in time and future. Like this becomes unbearable to the mind. Just simply this sense of being, this sense of aliveness, this sense of presence that doesn't need anything, that has nothing missing. It isn't lost or broken or needing to be healed. It just is. It's just there. It just is. And so while the human is running around looking for something, running around looking for fame and fortune, believing that fame and fortune will give it this presence, give it this freedom, it's just lost in its dream. This dream of individuality, this dream of time, this dream of lack and not enough, this dream of a person, a divided, separate person. And what non-duality is pointing to is a wholeness, a fullness, a completeness beyond that individual search in time, beyond that individual looking in time for fulfillment. It's pointing to something that already is complete, already is whole. But as the minds got stronger and stronger from the age of, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, got stronger and stronger, the identity of the mind identity, it's like it's overlooked. It's like it's become more priority to be identified as someone. And this innocence, this natural innocence, seems to be like forgotten about. And all the focus and energy is on being someone, the excitement of being someone. And that's totally okay. Like, as a child developing, it's totally okay to be interested in that. As the mind gets stronger and more sophisticated and more complex in its abstraction ability, it's natural to be creating through abstraction, creating through the imagination, creating who you're going to be, creating what you want to happen. It's really creative. But the problem comes when it becomes habitual and there's a losing of who you are beyond that. Like, it's a losing of that. It's never really lost, but it begins to feel like it's lost. It begins to feel as if you are constrained to that mental creation. And then this belief that you will find freedom from it, through it. So it's continual energy going into the mind, trying to find salvation, trying to find solution to its own problem, to its own suffering. And so non-duality is like a reminder, like it's like a film or something where you've left a note for yourself. Remember who you are, remember who you are, and then you forget about it and you grow up and there's like a something there, like nagging, that you know something you've forgotten but you can't remember. There's too much noise from the TV and this and friends and family and job and future, and too much noise is happening, and so you can't remember what it is. You're looking in this world of things and ideas and time, and then non-duality is like the notes being slipped in front of your face again. Remember this. So beautiful. This remembering, this waking up to what you are, got lost in this dream, and then this note being passed in your handwriting. In your own handwriting. Just pointing back to heaven, pointing back to that. So beautiful. The greatest story ever told. And so, what was the title? Yeah, finding love. Yeah. And so this really is a coming back home to that which never was in that dream of being lost. It was never in that, wrapped up in that personal world of identity. It was never in that. It never got lost. In a way, you could say it was always been with you as you've been this you. It's always been this freedom, this stillness that hasn't left. It can't leave. And so this is like a deconstruction, a crumbling of that identity, that false identity that's been claiming to be someone. Got a hair in my eye. It's a pulling apart of this person identity. Doesn't mean that it's a pulling apart of the character. There's still going to be a character with its imprints and its qualities, its ways of being. But it's not who you are anymore. It's not a solid person. It's just a way that this expresses, the way it, like if you like pour water through different containers, they'll look different. The shape of the water will look different. So although the container has different shapes and volume capacities and things, like the water is the same regardless. It hasn't changed. The essence is the same. And so non-duality is like a stopping of that, seeking to find love, fulfillment, completion, whatever you want to call it, to find it in time, in the story of you. To put it in biblical terms, the Garden of Eden is here. It's right here. The idea of a God or a higher being or a higher entity or something has been a story told. But it's always been here. It's always pointing to here, to this. Always. No matter what the story is, if you're any kind of religion, Christian, Buddhist, Muslim, Hindu, a spiritual person, non-duality person, even an atheist person in a way. It's all pointing back to this. What is this? This is the only place there is. The only place there is this. What is happening? That's heaven. That's heaven. The suffering comes in thinking of something else that isn't. What's not here, what could be here, what should be here, what hasn't arrived here, what I'm missing, what I need, what I'm lacking. But even when that's playing out, so there's that expression of that sense of lack, there's always this fulfillment right here. It can't not be. It can't not be. And so this is so different to what most like things are about, most meetings or talks or teachings or classes or whatever, courses, workshops. They're usually about you acquiring something. So it's presented for you to acquire and take something on. Add some knowledge on, add some experience on. You leave with something extra added on to you. You've learned something, you've picked something up. Whereas that can happen in these talks as well, where you pick up concepts and ideas and you leave with them, believing them. That can happen and does happen as well in non-duality talks and things. But that isn't the intention here, whereas in a normal course, the intention is for you to pick something up and carry it home with you. But here, the intention or what's being spoken about isn't that, about that. It isn't about you learning something or knowing something or acquiring something else. You adding these words on, putting them in your bag and taking them home with you. This is a complete nakedness, a complete. It's more getting undressed than it is getting dressed. It's a losing of something rather than a getting something. It's more like a vulnerability rather than a protection. So this is where you find love. Right here. This is where you find everything. Right here. Right here. In what is happening. And you find it so much so, you find it so much so that you dissolve, you disappear. You as a personal you disappear. And what is left is here. Everything. Everything. What is? Such beauty. So you are more than welcome to call in on Skype or message on Skype or yeah. Isn't that swearing in another language or something like? Or some, I think it's off Friends actually. Something like that. Okay, so I'll go online on Skype. Oh, there we are. Vaffa Napoli, I think. Vaffa Napoli. I was a huge Friends fan in my teens, from the age of I think 13 or something. what a subject to what a subject to talk about. Point to. What a subject. Like it's the least popular. That sounds bizarre. Least popular. The least populist. The least popular subject. Not popular. The least popular. Yeah, I can't do it. The least popular subject, and yet it's the most popular subject as well. It's the least popular in the sense that it's not wanted. The mind, the person doesn't want this. It wants pleasure. It wants pleasure and highs. So it's the least popular in that sense. And there's nothing for it. There's nothing for the person here. So it's the least popular, and then it's the most popular subject because this is what is wanted. This is what is wanted. So in all that seeking, what is wanted is this. So it's so popular. The whole world is seeking it. And yet it's the least popular because nobody wants this. The person doesn't want it. What a paradox. The paradox of that is just yeah. So there's no questions coming in. There's no comments or questions. So, oh, that's pretty. Just checking. There's nothing on chat. Nothing on Skype. Oops. No. Okay. Well, it's been lovely to go live and to talk about this wonderful subject of not-to-ness. So yeah, I shall see you again soon, and yeah, lots of love. Bye.